What's the biggest gift someone could give you? That's what I want to talk about today. Welcome to the Mindfuckery podcast, which is FeedSpot's fifth must-listen-to podcast on emotional abuse. I'm your host, Elizabeth, and in here we explore areas others are feared to tread. Through my own personal journey, I know how much this hurts and how confusing life becomes. So many questions, no closure, and no real answers. I've been a woundologist for over 20 years. I'm the unintentional author of Finding Lily, the A to Z of emotional abuse and divorce matters. I help you clear past life wounds, ancestral trauma, and this life wounding. And as the founder of the Inner Healing Sanctuary, I've created Wound Talking, the original Wound, and Quantum Glow. I'm on a mission to help educate as many people as I can on the effects of trauma on our lives and our children's lives, and healing the wounds of our mothers and our fathers. It stops here, it stops now, it stops with us. So welcome along for the journey of a lifetime. And you are so very, very welcome. This week I want to talk about what's the biggest gift that someone could give you. And each person might be different. Not only that, different stages, you might have different needs. I saw a quote and I've lost it. And the end of it was, the biggest gift you can give a woman is empowerment. Have a think about that. Coming out of these relationships, you've usually lost everything, including family, friends, income, some form of finance. You might have lost your home, cars, children. The effects without any of that loss are devastating enough. But adding all these things, one after the other, is devastating. It's life-changing. Whether you're a man or a woman, empowerment is the biggest gift that you can have. Having purpose, and I think this is the key part, having purpose. And some of the other things that sort of build into that are having permission to do things. Being heard is huge. In the UK at the moment, it's come to light that there was gangs of people that were grooming young girls, young children. Some of them were as young or even younger than 12. That's a child. And I've heard or seen clips where men were trying to highlight this issue. They were trying to bring this issue up into various different parliamentary places, I'm going to say, because I saw one of them was in Wales and there have been others in Westminster, and the men have been told to watch their language. They are describing what happened to these very young children, and they've been asked to stop using the language, which is descriptive of what these girls went through. What shocked me more than anything was it was women that were asking men to be respectful. Now, part of me was, but we need to know, because it's more impactful knowing what a child has been put through and who overlooked it, what wasn't done about it. Somebody believing our story is so powerful. Somebody saying, yeah, I understand what you went through. Not from a point that I'm trying to take over the conversation and, oh, it's all about me. Somebody understanding and understanding the pain. Now, obviously, that's young children. That's perhaps a different scenario. I'm talking about emotional abuse, which it is, coercive control, which it is, just in a different environment. Coming out of a relationship where you've experienced that coercive control, that manipulation, you've experienced gaslighting, triangulation, circular conversations, the abusive cycles, where you've experienced all of that, and people look at you and say, but he's so nice, she's so nice. That's because they have a dual personality. So the biggest gift for you might be that somebody is standing there. This is what I was getting angry at, these men that were being told to stop talking and using the language they were using, and to consider how a victim might feel. And part of me was thinking, do you know what? A victim that went through that, whether it's emotional abuse or this sexual abuse that's happened, somebody finally believes me. Somebody finally sees what was really going on. I don't know about you, but for me, coming out of the relationship, I really wanted to tell everybody what had happened. I wanted to tell everybody exactly what was really going on behind the scenes. But actually, I was the one that looked crazy. And I was crazy. what had gone on with, well, everything that had gone on, the lies, the deceit, the hiding, disappearing. So one of the gifts that you might welcome is being seen and heard, and your relationship is seen. What you've been through is being seen. Just somebody acknowledging what you went through. For somebody else, it might be the healing that they need, the recovery time that they need, somebody that's able to help them do that. The wounds run deep. They course through your veins. The pain, what you've experienced. But empowerment is a major part of that healing. As I said, being believed, being heard, being able to talk about it, finding people that believe you. I remember being torn between, knowing that there is no way that some people ever going to realise the pain that you experience, and sort of wanting them, because that's the only way they were going to understand what I was going through, what was driving me. So, as I said, I saw this at the weekend, and I wish I could remember the first bit. I've tried to look around to see where it was that I might have seen it. I know it was on social media, and it said the best thing you can give a woman, it will be a man as well, but it was probably in a woman's circle, is empowerment. That healing, that safe space to be able to talk is all part of it. Empowerment is everything. It's giving someone the space to be who they really are, and then live with purpose. And that's the permission part. Having permission to be who you were, or who you are, who you perhaps have never been allowed to be. And if you've got a moment today, perhaps you could sit down and journal on that. Who are you? What permission do you need? This goes back to childhood. As you're peeling back the layers, some of these words, some of these ties, some of the things that people make you feel run so deeply into your soul. You might have had to tiptoe around people, walking on eggshells all your life. That's the empath. The empath is the person that can go in and read a room because they lived in such an unsafe environment. They learned that from a young age. They learn how to double back out a room. They learn how to sneak out of a room very slowly. They pick up on the most minute changes in the atmosphere. So what does empowerment mean to you? Grab a pen and a piece of paper and write page if you can. And you might start with nothing and then it might flow. What is your purpose? Are you here to heal the wounds of your ancestors, which is one of the reasons I believe we experience this type of abuse, because we're clearing on such a deep level. We're clearing what other people haven't been able to clear. And we're not just doing it for ourselves, we're doing it for the future generations to come. What is your purpose? Perhaps you're here to be on stage, to empower others, to lead others, to show others that if you can do it, they can. And that to me is so, so empowering. If you'd like to talk about it more, drop me an email. The links are in the description box below. As always, I'm sending you loads and loads of love until next time.